People who take pride in their neighborhood business areas know the importance of clean streets, but the dirty work that makes this possible can also be a source of pride and opportunity for people who want to turn a corner in their lives. That's the force behind Clean Corners, a social enterprise program started by the nonprofit service agency Project Place. To tell us about the program's recent expansion in the South End and Chinatown are the development manager from Project Place, Andrew Malloy, and a board member from Washington Street Gateway Main Streets, Randi, Lathrop. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
I want to start with Andrew. Talk about the people who are doing this work that you're helping through Project Place.
Well, Project Place's clients are 90% homeless, 10% extremely low income. So most of the individuals we serve are homeless, many of which, about half, have a prior history of incarceration. About a third have mental illness diagnosed. Many are undiagnosed as well. Many are estranged from family. Most are undereducated or have barely any education, really. And so we serve kind of the hardest to engage individuals struggling with homelessness and poverty in the city of Boston. But the one key factor that they all share is that they're motivated to change their lives through work. That's what Project Place is about. We address the issue of homelessness through a job. I know the prevailing idea in our kind of industry, I should say, is that, certainly to solve the issue of individual homelessness, you give someone a home, right? But the way Project Place looks at it is that if you put someone in a home without any sort of stabilizing factor or addressing any sort of the issues that caused them to be homeless in the first place, they're going to be back at your door asking for the same services within the next year. So Project Place addresses that issue by allowing people to work their way out of homelessness and stay in their housing over the long term, provide for themselves and their family, and become independent and self-sufficient. So we're looking for permanent solutions for people who are dealing with real checkered pasts and dealing with serious issues, who found it really hard to dig themselves, climb out themselves out of homelessness. So that's what Project Place does.
Washington Gateway, maybe there were other options for doing the job, but why go with this option?
Well, Project Place has been in the neighborhood now 50 years. This is their 50th year. They've always been a neighbor and a friend to Washington Gateway, and they actually are located right on Washington Street. They're located at the corner of East Berkeley, Washington. And, Gateway is all about giving back to the community. We're really a community-based organization of nonprofits, businesses, and residents, and it was a great partnership to engage Project Place. A lot of our businesses are so busy during the day that having Project Place clients out there cleaning the streets, picking up the trash, cleaning the big bellies, over and above what the city could do, it was just the perfect thing that we needed on the street.
Andrew, people might say, well, they're just picking up trash, but they're not just doing that. What else is going on here?
No, they're learning more technical skills. I mean, every client who works in our business, just kind of back up a little bit, goes through a comprehensive month-long job readiness course. It starts with everything from how to act in the workplace, how to be accountable. There are strict standards for punctuality, treating your instructor as if they were your supervisor and your classmates as if they were your coworkers. So starting with that, and then going through, once they're employed in the business, they're using more than just a broom or a rake. They can use, they're trained in how to use power washers. They're trained in how to use waxing, buffing floors. It's indoor and outdoor maintenance that they're learning.
And Andrew, don't they also reach out to clients?
Absolutely.
When they see people on the street?
So some of our best referrals are word of mouth too.
Right.
And especially in our new contract with the city and re-engaging Washington Gateways with their contract, they kind of serve as ambassadors to the neighborhood.
Of course, you're close to Pine Street Inn, too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, some of our clients, I won't speak for them because their stories are absolutely amazing, and they need to be the ones who tell it. But they know some of the people who are walking around and don't have a place to go in the Malnea Cass area. They're constantly talking to people. They're more of a public presence. They're interfacing with the public. They're not just cleaning the street. So that's another thing that they learn, another skill that they can bring when they go and find permanent mainstream employment. They can say, look, I've honed these great interpersonal skills and I've been an ambassador in this area, not just someone cleaning up the area. So they're learning a myriad of different skills and transferable skills that they can take to a permanent full-time job, even if it's not within the industry.
This is BNN News. We're talking with Andrew Malloy from Project Place and Randi Lathrop from Washington Gateway Main Streets. Randy, how does this work with bridging, I guess, the gap between the people doing this work and other people who live in the areas around the South End? Because sometimes, you think of a certain population,
Right.
you try to restrict their visibility and their whereabouts. And now all of a sudden, they're out there helping the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's a very important question to think about. My husband and I, my son, have lived now in the South End over 30 years. We moved there because the South End traditionally has always been made up of all different races, all economic, black, white, rich, old, gay, straight. And I think what's wonderful is that that's what the South End is. It's made up of everybody. And, we have, Pine Street Inn is a large shelter. I embrace Pine Street Inn. I embrace the public housing. I also embrace the market rate housing. We have a lot of businesses. I think it's actually showing somebody like Project Place that they're working hard to get these individuals back into the job market to find a home someday. And that's really kind of the American dream. So for us, having this partnership was a perfect opportunity to really partner with Project Place, being a neighbor, and also teaching people in the neighborhood about this important institution.
Andrew, what about, I guess, the goal? Because in a way, this program for the people participating in it is a stepping stone, an important one. But I guess, have some of them moved on to some other things?
Absolutely. I think off the top of my head, most recently, we've had a few clients who've gotten full-time permanent positions with the city, with the Department of Conservation and Recreation. Wonderful, wonderful jobs for them, making like $25 an hour. They go to a lot of different places, though, because at Project Place, we take a personalized approach to where we place people. Certainly, we have these tailored programs that funnel people into certain industries, but really, we'll work with anybody based on their background and their interests in getting them into a career that fits them, suits them the best. So DCR is one. There are, public works as well. But even more so, there are private building management companies that they'll go into. Clean Corners is also just one of our 4 businesses that we run. So we run Working Opportunities for Women, which is small business services, production and sales. Will help provide that labor for local artisans. We have Home Plate, which is corporate catering, food services. So a lot of the people that we serve through that go to organizations like Aramark. I think Shake Shack is one I can think of off the top of my head. Dancing Deer Company, which is another great food service in our food service company. Yep.
Oops.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have Project Pepsi, which is a vending machine distribution company as well. So we really work with people. We do funnel people into these industries that we've identified ourselves as growth industries that'll fit our clients really well and afford them the opportunity to move up once they've received that entry-level job. But we'll really work with anybody to get them into any sort of job, as long as their background doesn't prohibit them from being in that job.
Randy, what about the value for the businesses and their customers?
Well, I think the value is, having a clean neighborhood also makes it feel like it's a safe neighborhood. It's kind of the broken window syndrome. And having somebody out there clean the streets, lending a hand, cleaning the big bellies also gives a wonderful presence to the neighborhood. And it shows that Washington Gateway, as a nonprofit organization, cares about the businesses, cares about the residents, cares about the nonprofits. Business owners are busy. They always most of them get out there and sweep their streets, but they can't do it all the time. And this Project Place is kind of doing over and above what the city can do, and also over and above what the business community can do.
Well, you're marking your 20th anniversary, and it's year 50 for
It's
Project
our
Place.
50th anniversary. We were opened in 1967.
Exactly.
So you got a website, people can find out more about that.
Yes, projectplace.org. And as a development manager at Project Place, I'm interfacing with the public a lot, speaking about Project Place a lot, and everyone tells me that Project Place is one of the best kept secrets in Boston. So I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the chance to talk about it. But I think they're trying to give me a compliment when they say that, but it's a little, I don't want it to be a best kept secret. So I'd love it if people went to projectplace.org. We have a Facebook, we have a Twitter, so you can learn about what we're doing on a constant basis if you visit our
And Randy, I'm sure
sites.
you've got something for Washington Gateway
We're
too,
Washington Gateway Mainstreets.org, but Project Places in Chinatown and Washington Gateway, I encourage the other 18 main streets to also hire Project Place.
Absolutely. And it's important to note that we're a social service agency, but our businesses provide a competitive service just like any other business, if not more so. We always go above and beyond our customers' expectations. So whether or not you care about helping our population, we provide a great competitive service. So it's in everybody's best interest to hire our folks.
Right. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.